Hey YouTube, Turtleags here, bringing you another AFK journey video. I meant to upload this earlier, or start filming earlier, but apparently they uploaded this trailer video on Instagram, and it took me maybe 10 minutes to figure out how to download the video, also to figure out my login. But we're finally here, and this is going to be a very important trailer because they revealed that not only is Talon going to be in this update, but Ludovic, the new Graveborn healer, will also be in this update that will be released in exactly 4 hours. So we're going to watch this together. I'm going to do my live reaction. I haven't actually watched this trailer besides doing a little sound test in the beginning. Let's do this.
The flaming sword in her hand incinerates all evil.
Yes, Graveborn healer.
The resurging flame, a mage from the Celestials.
Oh, Chippy, you actually found her.
Our journey to find her was full of twists. Talene lost her memory and doesn't remember us, but her powers remain. As a Celestial,
She's a mage, guys. She's not a support.
Entire battle. When Talene unleashes her ultimate, Divine Conflagration,
Oh.
she flies to the center of the battlefield, launching a
Oh,
wide-range
Luca
flame
don't
attack at the enemies. It deals continuous damage within the area. But Divine Conflagration keeps draining Talene's health. As time passes, her health also depletes faster, but her damage stacks up accordingly. The second ability, Radiant
Ooh, I feel like we
Resurgence,
should pause this
generates
and
a
dissect
warm
this a little
current
bit.
that heals her
Would that be
allies
okay,
whenever
guys?
Talene
Let's do
loses
that.
health.
Let's do that now.
But Divine Conflagration keeps draining Talene's health.
Okay, I'll read the ability to you guys. So this is the ultimate. Divine Conflagration. Talon flies to a designated tile in the center of the battlefield, consuming 10% of her max HP and 200 energy per second to shoot a 5-tile flame, dealing 70% damage and extra damage equal to 30% of her lost HP to enemies within range. The extra damage is shared among all hit enemies. Talon can cast this skill even when she is out of energy, but the HP consumed per second will increase to 25%. This skill ends when there are no enemies within range. And then level 2 is 80% with extra 35% of her lost HP, and then increases damage. Level 3 is increases damage dealt per second to 90%, and an extra damage to 40% of her lost HP. So for at least levels 0 through 10, the higher level you make it, the more damage she does. And I kind of wonder if you need her EX15 in order to get some extra ability. It's not scrolling down for us, so I can't really read further. Lots going on, yeah. Okay, so we'll pause for the next ability so I can read it.
Time passes, her health also depletes faster, but her damage stacks up accordingly. The second ability.
Okay, so second ability, Radiant Resurgence, passive. Whenever Talon loses 10% of her max HP, she will release a warm current that restores 10% HP for the weakest allied hero. Whenever she restores 10% of her max HP, she will unleash a torrent that deals 40% damage to the healthiest enemy. Interesting. Okay, so she is a mage that basically expends her HP in order to deal more damage with her ultimate, as well as heal your weakest ally. And this skill in particular targets the healthiest enemy. I'm not sure what the implications of this is, but I do find that quite interesting. Hey Hisoka, good, you're on YouTube right now. We're doing a reaction to an Instagram video that Lilith Games released about an hour ago. We're going over her kit and watching this for the first time. Okay, active. Talon consumes 20% of her max HP to summon Divine Fire in the area with the most enemies, dealing 100% damage that comes with an extra 40 life drain to adjacent enemies. Okay, so this is her way of regaining HP. So she is a mage, an AoE mage that sacrifices her HP, kind of like Viperian, to do AoE damage, also topping off the HP of your weakest ally. So she's kind of like a magic damage dealer that kind of does a little bit of support as well. Today's going to be a great day on AFK Journey. Yes, yes. All right, let's keep going, guys.
Radiant Resurgence generates a warm current that heals her allies whenever Talene loses health. Conversely, whenever her health is recovered, Talene generates a surge that damages her enemies. Casting this skill summons the Heavenly Fire by consuming a portion of Talene's maximum health, the flames damaging all enemies within the area. In battle, Talene keeps sacrificing her health for greater area damage and healing effects. So by draining her own health, she can easily fall into a critical condition. However, as the resurging flame, Talene is fearless and never backs down. Through her third ability...
Okay, I'm going to read this. So, third ability, Blazing Ascension. Talon transforms into a ball of flame whenever she's defeated. During this state, she cannot be attacked as she is not considered alive, and she can restore 6% of her max HP per second, as well as benefit from allies' skills. When her HP reaches above 50%, she will resurrect and bring about an explosion, dealing 130% damage to enemies within 2 tiles. Ooh, that's actually a good amount of damage, and knocking them back 1 tile. After each resurrection, her vitality during the flame state will be reduced permanently by 20. Okay, so that's how they balance it out. And as you level this up more for each resurrection, Talon's vitality reduction decreases. So, and what that means is essentially, so the way they're balancing this out is, yes, Talon can resurrect infinitely. And by the way, if she's gaining 6% of her max HP per second, then 50 divided by 6%. So between 7 to 8 seconds, right? Because 54 divided by 6, oh my god, hold on. I can't do math right now. How many seconds will it take to get her to revive again? 50 divided by 6 is... So it'll take about 9 seconds, I think. 50 divided by 6, 8.33 seconds. It takes 8.33 seconds for her to revive, after she's dead. And then as you level her up more and more, she is able to... So when she resurrects, her healing... So, okay, hold on. After each resurrection, her vitality during the flame state will be reduced permanently by 20 seconds. By 20. So what this means, I think it will take longer for her to revive the second time because her ability to restore her HP will be diminished. But as you level her up more, her vitality reduction goes down, meaning that she can heal herself a little bit better. Hopefully that made sense, guys. All right, let's keep going.
Blazing Ascension, Talene resurrects in flame, returning to the battlefield after a set period of time. As long as her allies are there, Talene can keep resurrecting, rejoining the fight every time. Upon resurrection, Talene causes explosive damage and knocks back nearby enemies. And after activating her exclusive...
Okay, so this is her EX weapon, Pyre of Renewal. Talon grants Pyre of Renewal to the frontmost allied hero other than herself from the beginning of battle until the end. Pyre of Renewal carrier will deal damage equal to 35% of their attack per second to adjacent enemies and restore HP equal to 40% of their damage dealt. Every time the carrier is healed by an amount equal to 800% of their attack, a kindling will be generated next to them to permanently enhance Talon's Pyre of Renewal, increasing its damage dealt by 40% for up to 3 stacks. Okay, this is a little bit different from what okay, so to the frontmost allied hero other than herself from the beginning of battle. Oh, okay. Pyre of Renewal carrier will deal damage equal to 35% of the attack per second to adjacent enemies. Resource HP equal to 40% of damage dealt. Every time the carrier is healed by an amount equal to 800% of their attack, a kindling will be generated next to them, permanently enhance Talon's Pyre of Renewal, increase damage. Okay, so this is most likely going to apply to a tank. Lasts until the end of battle. The tank, let's just make it simple. The tank will deal damage equal to 35% of their attack per second to adjacent enemies. Restores HP equal to 40% of their damage dealt. So correct me if I'm wrong, but what this is saying is that most likely your tank will be the frontmost unit, and Talon blesses the tank to make that tank do AoE damage per second and also heal themselves up. Is that how I'm reading it? Dream Realm? Yeah, and then level 2 increases Pyre of Renewal's carrier damage dealt to adjacent enemies to 40% of their attack, HP recovery to 45% of their damage dealt. Okay, and that's the EX5 ability. We don't know what the EX10 and 15 ability is, but that's actually more than what I thought Talon was capable of doing. We haven't even touched on the Supreme Plus ability, which, as we know, she does bless one other unit to make them have a chance to revive once. Yeah, so, wow, okay. She's insane.
Skill, Pyre of Renewal. Talene grants the pyre to one ally at the start of the battle. Enemies around this ally will keep taking damage from the pyre. Pyre of Renewal will strengthen, and its damage will increase over time. When strengthened to a certain level, the ally granted with Pyre of Renewal will also gain Talene's Resurrection ability, transforming into flames upon death and reviving after a short time.
That's the Supreme Plus ability.
Note that the Resurrection ability granted to her allies can only take effect once per battle. The Holy Flame never dies, and hope...
Okay, so that's a little confusing because I was under the impression that she could revive any unit based on her formation, but it seems to me that most likely... I mean, it didn't show the Supreme Plus ability, but is she allowed to do the Pyre... it was called the Pyre Renewal Blessing, right? Okay, I understand this now. So the EX weapon is that AoE damage thing from the frontmost ally, and then when you get her Supreme Plus, which is this one right here, then in addition to doing the AoE damage as on adjacent allies and restoring their HP, that frontmost ally will also revive. So basically, the revival ability will only be applied to the frontmost unit, the same one that has Pyre of Renewal. For some reason in my mind yesterday when we read the notes, I thought that she, kind of like Cassidy where she blesses the nearest ally, she could apply this revival blessing on a back row unit. So that'll make for some interesting team formations where you might make a little riskier team formation by putting a squishier unit in the front to make that squishier unit have the revival ability, as well as the AoE damage and life drain. But I suppose in most cases you want this on the tank anyways, because they're taking the majority of the damage, and because they're in the front line, so depending on the AoE damage range, the tank would probably do the most damage with this ability anyways, so a lot to think about.
Grants the pyre to one ally at the start of the battle. Enemies around this ally will keep taking damage from the pyre. Pyre of Renewal will strengthen, and its damage will increase over time. When strengthened to a certain level, the ally granted with Pyre of Renewal will also gain Talene's resurrection ability, transforming into flames upon death and reviving after a short time. Note that the resurrection ability granted to her allies can only take effect once per battle. The holy flame never dies, and hope remains eternal. Talene's determination and fearlessness will forever inspire the people of Asperia to fight against darkness and evil.
Speaking of the people of Asperia, do you remember Kruger's plan to rebuild the clan?
I heard that after much effort, Kruger and Magister Merlin have brought many changes to the Grimma Clan.
Yes! Now the Grimma Clan have great respect for Magister Merlin. I hope they will get along well with more clans in the
Okay, so
future.
they're doing kind of
Now
like a
it
part
seems
2
Walker
continuation
also
to the
needs some help
Grimma
from
Clan
us in
questline.
Alchemy.
Hey
That's
Mako,
right.
you're on
Ever
YouTube.
since
We're
the
watching the
Quicksand
trailer
Claws were
together.
defeated, they've scattered into smaller factions, causing chaos and trouble in
Oh,
Alchemy.
okay, here we go.
The bounty hunters have formed a small alliance, but they need more members and camps to handle surging quests.
So we won't run
The
out of
leader
content,
the bounty
guys.
hunters, Silverbeak, provides a reputation quest every day, and completing it earns reputation points.
This is
Reaching a
good,
certain
more season
reputation level
essences.
unlocks new story quests and helps you establish new camps with the bounty
Already
hunters.
watched the trailer, it looks amazing.
As
That's
reputation
awesome.
level increases, rewards like upgrade materials for artifacts, title, frame, and avatar can also be earned.
I thought bounty hunters were all outlaws. Didn't expect to see such
By the way, if you stop the
heartwarming
trailer, you can
moments.
look at the endless
Their
mode.
lives are way more colorful
Okay.
than you would ever imagine.
Let's accept Walker's invitation and visit Alkali. We can help him out while
They didn't
experiencing
listen.
a
Did
new
you see
way
that
of
male
life.
hairstyle?
And
Yeah, it
besides
looks
these quests, there's
not
another
that
new way to
great.
explore all of Asperia, and that's
Yeah.
Crystal Clash.
Recently, Evergreen Conservatory discovered a form of magical crystals that seem quite profitable.
That's right. They're known as crystal geodes. At the event, you'll find these crystals all across Asperia. You can opt to protect any unguarded
Okay,
crystal
Mako, yeah,
and
we'll
start
take a look
setting up
later.
defenses around it.
Defenses? Do you mean others in the overworld can come and seize them in battles?
Yes. When others discover your crystal geode, they can attack and challenge your defense from outside in. The more defense points they defeat, the more rewards they can claim. Mining crystals takes time, so rewards will arrive only when the guarding time is over.
You have to defend your
Wouldn't it be
crystals.
better to bring in some helping hands to handle it?
You defend with
Yes,
friends.
It's best to invite a teammate to help you guard the crystal, to make your defense impenetrable. Then again, you can
Or
also
attack.
invite teammates to raid others' magical crystals.
That sounds so thrilling!
Whoa.
Indeed. That's why we need to be cautious about how
Dang.
we defend.
This is like PvP
how
on a
visible
different
the crystal
level.
geode is, how many rewards it brings, and how difficult it is to defend will all affect the final games.
Yeah, it's like
So
Arena but
much to
2v2.
learn and
Ooh,
discover.
okay.
Well, the thrills are not limited to Crystal Clash. The upcoming Guild
I'm excited for more
Supremacy
guild stuff.
event
Yeah,
is
me too,
equally
Legacy.
exciting. Once the event starts, Glyph Shade will be activated for all guilds.
Oh.
Once activated, all members in the guild can participate. Guild members need to work together to defeat the Glyph Shade.
Yeah, time to send for a
Everyone
request
has
to
a
top
fixed
one in the
number of
server.
attempts per day
Oh my
for
God.
each difficulty level. Upon defeating the Glyph Shade, guild members will receive rewards based on its difficulty. And after reaching a
Oh, you can
certain
get guild
amount of
medals
honor
from
points,
this.
the next difficulty
1,000.
level will be activated.
What if the glyph too difficult to
Oh.
fight.
Don't worry. Even if you fail to defeat the Glyph Shade, you will still receive rewards based on its remaining health. At the end of the event, guilds will be ranked based on the highest difficulty Glyph Shade they activated and the damage dealt at that difficulty level.
That's pretty good. So
Rewards
there's
will then
more
be
ways to get
distributed
guild
to the
medals
guild
for
members
Hypogean
accordingly.
Celestials.
Apart from guild events,
Yeah, competing with...
Honor Duel will also see many new updates. Once the duel
I
store
still
reaches
think it's
level
guild
4,
versus guild,
the
right?
lucky ones may also find an item called Random Ascension. This item can randomly upgrade an unowned or non-legendary hero to legendary, making it a quick way to boost your power.
Versus other
Are there
guilds.
any other changes besides new items?
Yes, there are updates to artifacts as well. If you choose artifacts that are
Ooh.
strongly bound to a specific faction or hero, the corresponding faction will appear in the shop refresh within a certain number of times. When
But-
artifacts reach
the
2
individual
stars,
counts for
you can
rewards.
choose one piece from 3 legendary equipments. You can now also buy artifact XP in the duel store to help level up artifacts
I love every
quickly.
bit of the Honor Duels
In
updates from
addition to the
what they've shown a
artifact
very
system,
quality of
hero
life. I
refreshes
agree
have
with
also
you.
been updated. Max tier heroes will no longer appear repeatedly in the store.
Okay, that's good.
This way, you won't waste draw opportunities by getting the same hero over and over again.
It's
It
gonna be a
seems
huge
that hero
quality of life
lineups
there.
will form much faster in Honor Duel now. Speaking of heroes and factions, there's something that's been bothering me.
What is it?
It's about the Graveborn faction. The Graveborns have always lacked support roles. I'm not
Okay,
talking
so they
about
admitted
Miru,
it.
but healing type support roles.
Don't worry.
What if I told you that soon
Right.
we'll be able to recruit such a role? Would you believe me?
Oh,
You're
okay.
the
So
keeper of the
Ludovic
Noble Tavern,
is not.
So of course I believe you.
We're not going to be able to
Then
pull
let
her right
me
away. It's
introduce
after.
you
It's going to be a raid up
Ludovic.
character. Here we go.
Ludovic, breathed eternalist. This
Flowers
melancholic noble
for the
boy has
eternal
lived through
sun.
immortal years despite his appearance. His beloved Everblooms have witnessed this long period of loneliness.
Okay, hold on. Let me
His
pause
fragile
this.
petals
Okay, so how do you pronounce his name again? I actually didn't quite hear it. I mean, I would pronounce it Ludovic, but maybe for those of you guys who are better at pronouncing this particular name, Epic. Oh, I didn't check. Luka Doncic? Luka Doncic? Okay, thank you, Joey. Oh, he's an S tier. Oh, he's epic. You're right. So, rate up banner. Okay, he's a support magic ranged unit below the name. Okay, anyways, let's read the
This
ultimate ability.
melancholic noble boy has lived through immortal years despite his appearance. His beloved Everblooms have witnessed this long period of
Okay, so his ultimate reads Luka Doncic generates a field of Everblooms with a total healing amount equal to 1,200% of his current attack at his position, restoring HP for adjacent allies by up to 180% per second. The Everbloom Field, okay, so it's kind of like a smoky field, right? Will wither when its healing amount depletes, but will restore by 100% per second and revive when the healing amount is full. Active. Ludovic. Oh, okay. So Ludovic moves the Everbloom Field to a designated tile for it to release 3 healing waves, each restoring HP for all allies within 2 tiles by 140%. This takes effect even when the Everbloom Field is withered. Wither when... Okay, the Everbloom Field withering kind of confuses me a little bit. So what it seems to be saying is that it's a healing field that decreases in its effectiveness over time, and then the field revives after it heals itself. Okay. So it's kind of like a garden, that gives its life force to your allies within the field, and then at some point it needs to heal itself. Kind of confusing, but that's how I'm interpreting it so far.
Loneliness. These fragile petals hold immense spiritual power. In battle, all of Ludovic's skills revolve around these beautiful florals.
Oh, he steals enemy heals and uses to
At the beginning
restore
of
his
the fight,
allies. Okay.
Ludovic creates Everblooms under himself, providing continuous healing to allies within their range.
His animation's pretty cool.
However, there's a limit to the healing. Once withered, the Everblooms can no longer heal, but they will slowly
so
replenish their
the field
power
has its
and
own HP
revive
bar.
after a while. Whenever an enemy
Okay, so here's his first skill, Life Weaver's Blooms. Whenever a non-summoned enemy on the battlefield loses 40% of their HP, the Everbloom Field will absorb 15% of their max HP up to 350% as nutrients to restore its healing amount. Active Ludovic hurls Everblooms at the enemy with the highest accumulated damage dealt, making them lose HP equal to 60% per second over the next 4 seconds. Okay. So I like how Ludovic targets the weakest enemy, because you do want to KO the weakest enemies instead of like someone who has high HP. You know, because if you're able to defeat the enemies sooner, that'll be better. Oh, okay, got it. So this is kind of like a how should I say? This is kind of like an Igor effect where well, actually maybe not really, but you do damage to the enemy, and when the enemy loses 40% of their HP, then the Everbloom Field heals himself. And he also does damage to the weakest ally, or the ally who has taken the most accumulated damage. Okay.
loses a significant amount of health, the Everblooms absorb part of the lost health to replenish their power. Ludovic carefully selects his enemies as nourishment for his beloved Everbloom.
This is very Graveborn
By casting
like.
Weever's Blooms, Ludovic places a floral curse on an enemy. The cursed target will be surrounded by white flowers, continuously losing health. Then, by casting Ethereal Blooms, the
Okay, so Ethereal Bloom Ludovic moves the Everbloom Field near the weakest ally and absorbs 90% of the nearest non-summoned enemy's HP, up to 250% to restore the Everbloom Field's healing amount. Oh, okay. So this field is quite small. I mean, we saw it there. It's like a 2-tile, maximum 3-tile radius. It's like a 2-tile radius. But he moves the field to the weakest ally. So he's very selective in who he heals, and he's absorbing the enemy's HP in order to heal that weakest ally. So that's pretty cool.
Everblooms will be transferred to the locations of an ally. They absorb the health of enemies around the new position, converting it into healing power for the allies. By adjusting the position of the Everblooms, absorbing enemy health, and converting it into nourishment, Ludovic provides sustained healing benefits to his allies. His ultimate, Eternal Serenity, moves the Everblooms to a new location again, this time erupting multiple large healing waves. Each wave restores a significant amount of health to all allies within range. And upon unlocking his exclusive skill, Ephemeral Berries.
Okay, so if they're Ephemeral Berries, this is his EX weapon. Every 2 times the Everbloom Field absorbs nutrients through Life Weaver's Blooms, it will produce an Ephemeral Berry that explodes after a short delay, dealing 100% damage to all enemies and restoring 130% HP for all allies within range. Okay, and then, oh, okay, so it shows all 4 levels. So at EX, okay, so let me reread that. Every 2 times the field absorbs nutrients, produces a berry that explodes, doing damage to all enemies, restoring HP for allies. Okay. And then at EX5, that damage increases along with the HP healed increases. At EX10, permanently enhances the field upon the first 4 times it absorbs nutrients, restoring its healing amount by 50% per second. This takes effect even if the Everbloom Field is withered. Permanently enhances upon the first. Okay. So at EX10, you're still able to heal even as the Everbloom Field is trying to heal himself. But this is the first 4 times. Okay, and then EX15 is more healing, more damage dealt. That's pretty cool. So he's like a support that has a lot of healing and also does damage. That's awesome because, you know, we're starting to notice, like with AFK stage pushing, for instance, certain support units like Smokey in particular are being used as a damage dealer. And now we have another healer, a Graveborn healer, who also contributes damage. I'm not sure how much damage this will be. Oh, also notice that the support range, Ludovic's range is 6. That's actually really high for a support. Is this character going to drop as an S tier? Yes, Toes. And hey, Toes, good to see you. Good night, Turtle. Enjoy the rest of your stream. Thank you so much, Tokume, for stopping by. You have a good night. Yeah. Oh, yeah, let me hydrate. Thank you. That seems like a good character, but maybe it's not for Arena because AoE damage is meta. Okay, let's keep going.
Every time the Everblooms absorb a certain amount of health through Weever Blooms, berries will be produced. These berries will explode, dealing damage to enemies and providing healing to allies within range.
That's so cool.
Survival or destruction? Perhaps in Ludovic's eyes, the cursed enemies have already become.
Yeah, I agree with you,
works of art.
Swampy.
I look forward to meeting Ludovic in Hesperia, but I hear his story remains a mystery. Will we have the chance to get to know him and learn about his past?
I'm sure we will. Ludovic isn't very good at
Hey,
expressing
congratulations,
himself,
Toes on
but
Champions.
I believe we'll come
Nice.
across more stories about him in the future. Wow, there's so much we've talked about today. If it weren't for the tavern's debts that never seem to clear, I'd love to travel and explore.
Didn't Cecia purchase a lot of deluxe services the last time she came?
Yes, they were quite expensive, but she kept complaining about everything, so we gave her a lot of extra stuff.
Oh, let's hope our new friends can help subsidize the expenses a little bit.
Okay, don't worry, I'll handle the debt. What you should worry about is... Hero Drill is ending in a few days, so don't miss out.
Okay, guys, so in summary, we have Talene, who has been confirmed to be a mage, which I actually like a lot. She is a mage, a 3-tile range mage, who has revival abilities, is able to do AoE damage, is able to revive the frontmost ally as well one time at Supreme Plus, if she's Supreme Plus, as well as make that frontmost ally do AoE damage and get supplemental healing. So she's like a damage dealer, but she also supports the team. And because she's a mage, not a support, so I anticipate her healing to be less, but her damage to be more, which I actually like a lot. That's a very good thing. And then when we fast forward later, so we are getting a continuation to the Brutus quest. We have this eagle taking his place. So that'll be good. We'll continue to get season essences, season books, hairstyle that is a little bit better, but still not great. Yeah, that's oh, okay. I think I skipped the hairstyle. Okay, and then there's the Crystal Hunters where you it's kind of like PvP where you can team up with an ally to defend your crystals. It didn't. I still didn't quite catch the purpose of the crystals. But anyways, it's a PvP element. Oh, and notice how on the, well, my camera is blocking it, but the bottom left, the animation's a little bit different. You get a reward when you reach the max. I figured she would have some revival or resurrect being she's a phoenix. Yeah. Yeah, the only problem with Talon is the range. Yeah, 3 range is not a lot. It's essentially Cassie's range, which means that she's more prone to getting defeated, but which is okay, which, you know, she's going to revive anyways. In the revival, we did confirm the first time it's going to be 8.33 seconds, and the more times she dies, the longer it'll take for her to revive because her vitality decreases. But I think it's not just vitality. So vitality impacts her ability to heal not only herself, but also her allies. So I expect that as she continues to revive more and more, she will heal your party less and less. But she'll be doing more damage. Okay. And then, okay, and then the other big update. Oh, that's cool. You can actually sit on the outer rim of battle drills. So guild supremacy. So this was a way to compete with other guild members for more guild medals by defeating this Glyph Shade boss. Okay, and you get daily quests. Okay, so this is going to be a daily thing. Complete Supreme Arena, complete Honor Duels, complete Arcane Labyrinth. So here they're providing another incentive for you to do Honor Duels and Arcane Labyrinth. You got to do it every day, which, so it's just one Honor Duels battle, which is, 90 seconds, and an Arcane Labyrinth. That might take a little more time. Okay, and then top 5 guilds, they get 1,000 guild medals. Oh, okay. And it looks like this reward, if you look at the top there, it says ends in 35 days. So it'll take a long time for you to get this. And I'm not really sure what this thing here is. That's 7K. Oh, 7K. Oh my god, I need to get my glasses. Okay, yeah, you're right. 7K. Sorry about that. Check below the glyph mission. You can do it like 30 times. Oh.
Rewards based on its difficulty. And after
Oh, and there's some sort of chest at the very end. Yeah, daily quests. Okay, so it kind of rewards you to be in an active guild as well, because it's not just defeating the glyph shade. It looks like by doing the daily quests you also get points.
a certain amount of honor
Okay, anyways, we'll keep going.
points,
And so, oh, there's another thing. Okay, so guild supremacy. So there's difficulties, different difficulties. You get 200. So there's the defeat reward, and then there's the progress reward. Okay, that's pretty cool. It looks like there's many different progressions, and the difficulty increases. Okay. So the further you get, the stronger your guild is, the higher the difficulty you can reach, which translates to just more cumulative guild medals. 10 people have to do them to get. Oh, okay. So only 10 people needed to do it. Oh, thank you guys.
receive rewards based on its difficulty. And after reaching a certain amount of honor points, the next difficulty level will be activated.
What if the glyph shade is too difficult
Sorry,
to
I don't see where it says
Don't
0 out
worry.
of 10, but I don't
Even
want the
if you
video
fail
to be too
defeat
long.
The glyph shade, you will still receive rewards
Okay,
based on
but
its
thank you
remaining
guys for
health.
chipping in on the details. There's a lot going on here. Oh! Oh, never mind.
Reward.
So, earn supremacy passes to reinforce the seal. Does that mean... Oh, okay. Yeah, and these are the points you accumulate from doing the daily quests and whatnot. And this allows you to progress in the difficulty. How to earn supremacy points, either daily quests or rankings. Reinforce the seal to unlock guild supremacy. Go back after recording, yeah.
Rewards will then be distributed to the guild members accordingly. Apart from guild events, honored...
Okay, and then Honor Duel's got an update. Quality of life update. Okay, and then we have our Graveborn healer. Okay, so very, very good update here. Quite nice. Okay, so that pretty much wraps it up for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.